fastest. Come on.
Hey! That is the first time ever.
Step up your game, fellas.
That's because you're running them. I did it to John last week. I know how this game works, Rick.
I didn't know you could do that.
Has Rick crashed? Hold on. Has Rick crashed?
Yeah, yes.
No, I'm here.
You went.
That's because I know that was it. That wasn't. I recorded it earlier and stitched it onto the end of the intro.
Oh,
That's outrageous.
Well, I was the fastest, easily there.
Well done. Well done. That's next level.
Yeah.
That was next level. Fucking twat. It's funny as fuck.
Were you talking to me for a minute then? When I was
Yeah.
Talking to a past version of it.
I had a different hat on earlier.
Oh.
That just says never do that to a bloke. You just don't notice stuff like that. Richard.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 94 of the Ideal Ohm Show. With me, I have Comrade Martins.
Hello.
From Just UK. I have Colonel Craig from real life.
From Derby.
And Rear Admiral Rick Groves. Back from holiday.
Yeah.
Hello, fellas.
On tonight's show, we'll be mainly talking about squonking. We will be finding out what's in Craig's drawers.
Or someone's.
We need it has to be your drawers because your drawers are in picture. We will have a special guest later on for a little chit chat. And yeah, lots of vaping news from around the world.
And some stuff. Some stuff to talk about.
So don't touch that dial.
Yeah. And if you do touch it, go and tune into Kelvin, who's also live right now too.
Yep, there are other shows on that are very, very good. But watch the others on replay if you have the patience. So I'll go to Craig first because John's clearly busy.
Sorry.
No,
John's changing a flat tire or something.
John's trying to coil. That's what's going on. So he needs his concentration face. Look at it.
Craig, how has your week been?
Yeah.
What did you have for breakfast? What are you vaping? And if you could go back in time, what moment in history would you attend?
First thing would be find out who your real dad is, wouldn't it?
Probably when I want my lap on.
I don't even know where that came from, but it's funny. Just number them first, and then just try.
Wow. I was going to say I'd go back to watch like the moon landing, but I'd die from lack of oxygen, really, wouldn't I?
Yeah. Oh, you can make your own rules up though.
Okay. Was that how it works?
You could go back in time and watch it on the telly.
Yeah.
No, that'd be shit though, because I can watch it on the telly anytime I like.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that's more of a,
go to the studio. It was filmed.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go and do things like watching JFK get shot or anything like that. It's a bit morbid, isn't it? Really.
You could go back and do something. Like you could go back to Austria.
Well, and stop France.
Kill Hitler before he got big or something.
Yeah, or stop the killing of France.
I don't know if you can interfere.
Yeah.
Can't you? Just spectate.
Yeah, you could go to like a really early Beatles gig or something.
I'll probably go back and watch the lottery from last week.
Yep, perfect.
I'd do it. I mean,
don't you mean this week's lottery, last week?
Oh, now you've thrown a.
It's watching last week's lottery would be fairly pointless.
Yeah, but I'd know the numbers already. I need to go back.
You can know the numbers now.
Yeah, we've already established you can't change events when you go back.
Oh, okay. So it's not like
you could kill Hitler or something, couldn't you? Then
it's not like Ray Bradbury, The Sound of Thunder. It's more of a kind of just purely observational.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mainly observational. That's what I was thinking in my head.
Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't bother.
Not much has gone on, has it? Hey, you could go to the.
Would you probably go back 94 weeks and decide not to do the Ideal Ohm Show, maybe?
Yeah. Or I could go back to the point in chat where Battery Mooch has turned up.
Yay, Moochie.
We got Mooch. We've got Mooches in the house. You see, Mark Todd's there every week. He's just like, he's just the part of it now.
Could go back to the alleged birth of Christ.
We could.
What did not happen?
Well, there could have been a bloke called Jesus, couldn't there?
I'd want to go 9 months before the birth of Christ and see old Mary getting hoofed by someone. She's really lying.
I personally think in Bethlehem 2,000 years ago, if your name was Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John, I reckon you'd fucking stick out and all.
Well, you'd be white as well.
And if you were white, yeah, that was the other one.
Yeah.
You know those 12 white guys who hang around together? I'm getting suspicious.
Was Jesus a popular name?
Jesus.
Yeah, his name wasn't Jesus, but
yeah, that's a Spanish name, really, isn't it? Well, no.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Anyway, what did I have for breakfast? I didn't have any breakfast, but I did have a baked potato for dinner. So, yeah, thank you, baked potato. So, had that.
What do you like?
What did how's the week been? Week's been all right. Yeah, I'm still waiting for summer, and it's nearly the end of August. It just sucks.
I reckon it's going to be sunny weekend. That's what I hear. Sunny weekend. That's what I've heard. I've already planned. We're going down the beach. It's only like 100 meters away.
Yeah.
It's only 100 meters away. So it's not like we're going out. Not going out, just out,
Yeah. It'll be 23 degrees no matter what happens. That's it. That's all it'll happen.
That's warm enough. 23 is quite nice.
Yeah, I want 30 though.
I won. Fucking hell, man.
What am I vaping on? John's coiling stuff. Are you alright, John?
Yeah. It's just hot as fuck, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so what I'm vaping on. What am I vaping on? I am vaping on. I've got the Rock Mods, Rindor, little Blokes. Yeah. With the Flav RDA, which Reese sent on to me to have a play with to see if I could find like a coil that would work well in it. It's a big atty. It's a big atty, and I think it suffers a little bit from the chamber being quite large. And yeah, it's all right. I need to find a decent build, so I'm going to play a little bit more with that. And in that, I've got what is it? The Vulcan. Is it Shoe?
Barney McGrew. Dibble. Grub.
Yeah, so I've got that, and that's all right. The banana-y, cinnamony, bakery thingy. That's all right. Yeah, but thank you, Teresa. Thanks very much, mate. And I will get it back to you and have a try and get a decent build. The next thing I've got Nigel's SVB with a wasp on top. I had to put a drip tip on the top of it. It was getting a little bit spitty. The one was.
Okay.
I'm really liking the wasp. Is really good. I really like it. So I've got that, and then that I've got Planet Cracker from DB Liquid.
Yeah, way! It sounded like you
I was waiting for it. Come on, John. Come on.
Hey! This is also available from Just Admit.
Yeah, so that's one of my ADVs. Next up, I have got the Chris Scott mod on the with a wasp on top of it. Another one, which actually that looks a little bit tidier. That one does with the drip tip and the ring on it. That looks a little bit.
Oh, is that the Alton top?
That's the normal one. It's just I've like the living shit out of it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a clear one. That one is. So really like that. And in that, I have got Blueberry Fluff from DB Liquid. Available at. Go on, John.
Just at nick.co.uk. I will say, you vaping that at Vape Fest seems to have done me a lot of favours because I can tell who've tried it because the order sheets at work. So you obviously people try each other's mods and they went, fucking hell, that's all right, loving that.
Yeah. I think it's the best use they've done it. I know raspberry mint's a real. It's very a different thing, isn't it?
I know another fluff fan. Mr. Mike Dacus popped into work today, and his all-day vape is strawberry fluff.
And Riyadh's on the blueberry as well, I think. And, yeah, that sounds pretty good. So I've got that. Next up, I have got. I bought one of these from Sam. God damn it! Sam. I've forgotten your fucking surname. God damn it! I got this from Sam Elliott, who sent me one of.
Bubs.
Who sent me one of those, which is a little tiny Otis 16mm. So I've got a whistle tip for it, L5 whistle tip.
Get out! You're being Gus's good books with that.
I know, Gus. You better start selling all your 14mm Atties now that I've got one of these. There you go.
How are you finding it?
I love it. This is probably one of the best Atties I've tried in quite a while. Actually, I really, really, really like it. I've got a really fast coil in there. Really good. Really, really good. Loving every minute of it. And it's that good. I've got gluttony from DB Liquids in it, which is a sign that I really, really like it. So, because that's the end game for me. That juices. So, really liking that. On the SQ from Signature Tips Mods, which is a great bit of kit. Really, really liking that. The other one, which is I've just got to hold it. Look at the awesomeness of that one.
Oh my god!
Look at that.
A red tip was an interesting choice.
Yeah, kind of. You know, I've got,
looks like a dog's dick now.
Yeah, there you go. See, there you go.
It's proper Pat Butcher setup, that is.
Yeah, it works, doesn't it? On the half from.
It's, like it's like it got the same security system as my nan's larder, my mum's larder Reaver.
What? It's that ugly that nobody'd steal
it. No one wants it. Yeah. You just leave all the doors open with "Steal Me" written on it, and it didn't matter. No one was ever going to take it.
So yeah, well, fuck you. And in that, I've got the half from Osric's Benji. Really, really liking this. And in that, I've got the ever diminishing bottle of Vape Kitchen Bad Mother Custard from the Vape Kitchen, which is great. Loving that. And the last thing that I'm vaping on is the Therion 75C with the Origeni on the top of it, and a Crispon bell cap, and a Signature Tip strip tip. And in that, I have got what have I got in it? Oh, Coil Vape Carnival Celebration in it. So I've got that. Available from
one of just uk. That is one of Paul's favourite. Your Carnival. I loves it.
I preferred this to this one. I like this more than this one.
It's got a similar base elements. It's the extra bits, like funnel cake, where there's a lot of people who like funnel cake more than this one as well. It depends on what you're after. I think that's the good thing with coil vapes. There's a thread through it,
Yeah. So really, really liking that, and that is about it. I think really, yeah, I think that's about it. So because John's still building his first coil.
I'm very close to finished, but I'm not.
So I'm gonna Rick. I will start with how's your holiday been? That's the first question. Secondly, what did you have for dinner today? Thirdly, I'd ask how your week's been, but that ties in with how your holiday's been. And lastly, oh damn it. When was the last time you shoplifted?
Oh, that's good. That is good. Unless he says yesterday.
You told me you packed that in, Rick.
I don't do that now.
No, but that's the question though. When was it?
When was it? Okay, the last time I shoplifted was 30 years ago.
What was it?
So Wednesday.
I was in. I was a young lad into graffiti, and I was up in Soho, and there was an art shop there, and I was nicking giant marker pens to go and write on things. and I got caught.
Oh,
I got caught by the store detective bloke, and the police just told me to bugger off home. But I was only a minor, so I was 15 or 16. So
you already down the mine?
Yeah, when I in the early days. What did I have for tea? We had a Chinese tonight because Rose is away and she doesn't like Chinese. She's out for the night and gone out on the town. A bit young, but you know she knows how to party. That girl. I think that they might not let her in most places because she's only 9. But
good on that midget.
There's a couple of bars around here she'd probably get in.
To be fair, with what's been going on down your neck of the woods this last week, you should probably be able to get in anywhere.
Yeah, I won't be going back there again.
Like a nasty taste.
They're all rough. They're all rough, the women down there. But yeah. How's my week been? And my holiday was good. Yeah, nice. I went, as you know, I was up at Fest. I was going to Cornwall straight from Fest. We couldn't get into the in-laws' house until a week later. So I stayed in Shrewsbury until Tuesday.
Oh, was it your in-laws' place down in Cornwall? Yeah. Oh, I didn't know why that. Right. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we went to Shrewsbury until Tuesday. Then we went to North Cornwall stayed in this sort of shed. I felt a bit like Mark Todd sitting in there, which was nice. It was really nice to feel that like that. And we were there for 4 days, and then we went down to St Ives for the following week. And it was great. Yeah, really nice. Is that it?
7 Wives?
No, I've been looking for him for ages, but I could never find him. I think they kicked him out. It's against the law, apparently, to have 7 wives.
I think he was a Mormon.
Even in Cornwall, you're not allowed to do that sort of thing.
You met up with some homies, didn't you?
I met up with Chris, my friend Chris from Tunbridge, who's an homie, yeah, and I met him on the Saturday and we went and had a pint. And then I went to, there's a new vape shop in St Ives. I don't think there's ever been a proper one before. When I met the guys who own and work there, and had a really nice time with them. Really good bunch of lads. So I want to say hello to Gav, Wookie, and to Adam, who owns the shop, and Ross, who also works in the shop.
Yay.
Yeah. They had a late night and we stayed in there. I think I left there about 11 o'clock, I think.
Oh, party hard.
Yeah. Had a couple of cans of pop and vape some juice and had a good old chinwag with the locals. It was nice, really nice.
So, yeah. Looks a nice little shop.
Good times.
Yeah, they're nice, really nice people, man. Really good, really good. All right, what am I vaping on? Right. Talking of Cornwall and vapes-direct.co.uk, I'm vaping on one of their juices. They gave me some of their juices, and this one's called Massive Melons. And you know what? They make these themselves, really good price. And I've nearly emptied that bottle. They're really good. They haven't gone too overboard with people have tried to get too fancy with some juices and they put too many flavors in there. These are simple sort of 1 or 2 flavor mixes, generally 1 flavor mixes. Yeah. But they're done right and they really are. They're sweet enough for me and they're really good. All of them. I think I've got 5 or 6. I'll go through them through the weeks. But this Massive Melons is currently in my little skunk box here with a goon. And it's really tasty. Really liking that. So thanks, Gav and Adam, for that. Nice. What else am I on? Got my usual Voodoo Brew in a Rhindor Brewdog squonker with another goon on top. And yeah, that's got my Voodoo Brew in that. Mech. On my Mech with another goon. Yeah, that's all goons. Nearly all goons except for the next one. And I've got a mango juice that I make, which is a nice ice mango. That one. And it's pucker. Really pucker. Finally, I was lucky. Wasn't I lucky at Fest? Mr. I Get Your 69 Scott Bonner and the lovely Mike Dacus from Abstract Mods, they came up to me in the tent on Sunday and they gave me this squonker.
Oh, it was really, really good.
I was on it. I was touched. I welled up a little bit. It was such a nice gesture. They've been working on it for a little while and they came up and gave it to me. And it touched me. That did really touch me. So thanks ever so much, fellas.
It's Bonner's block and Mike Dacus made it for you.
It's beautiful. It's perfect. It's a single battery unregulated MOSFET firing squonker.
Wicked.
And on top, got another present from the lovely Mark Robson. He gave me this amber RDA.
Oh, Nice one, Mark.
It really is a nice. It whistles a little bit, but it's a really good ATI. Really good. So thanks, Mark, for that. In that, yeah, I've got Shoe by Vulcan Brothers as well. In that, and it's good. It's a good banana juice, but me and banana don't vape all day long. It doesn't really work all day, but for the occasional vape, I really like it. It really tastes nice. So that's me. That's me, really. Right, who's next? Who should we go? Look, John looks finished. John,
I finished.
Right. Hello, John.
Hello, mate.
How's your week been? What are you vaping on? What is the last song that has been in your head today?
That's good. I'll go with. Oh, what did you do? What about for dinner?
Oh no, what did you have for dinner as well?
Oh, I'll do that first. Oh, the week's been good. Actually, sorry, my laptop just made a scary noise. Thought it was going to shut down, but it's not. But we're going on holiday in 5 weeks tomorrow, and so I'm totally fucked. I haven't been on holiday since that break we had in weekend away in Iceland. No, in Morocco in February or something. March, February, whatever the fuck it was. So I'm very much in need of a holiday, and we're off to India in 5 weeks' time. So it's been a good week, but I am knackered, and I've got another 5 weeks of being knackered. But that's fun. That's fun. Yeah, that's that. What did I have for dinner? Spaghetti bolognese, made by the wife.
A bolognese.
Spaghetti bolognese. Bit of parmesan. Nice. I had that. Last song that's been stuck in my head. Actually, I was playing it on my phone, and I was singing it when I came on. Actually, but I can't remember what it's called. So I'm just gonna have a look. Oh, that was it. It was "Joy" by Gay Dad. That's what I was listening to.
You got to sing.
Oh, I bring a little joy. That's what I was listening to. What was I? I'm going to talk quickly over what I just did. Well, I have got the SQ from Signature Mods with a goon on top. It looks like that. And like that. I'm getting this laser etched soon. Simon's got a new laser thing. And it's just going to laser etch the doors. I thought of it on Monday. And I said, can you make me laser etch these? And he said, yeah. So I'm going to put the Ideal Ohm Show on one side and just that nick on the other side. And then I'm going to probably use it
on the inside. Test it on the inside first, John.
I'm going to test it on the inside first. And then and then I've already someone's already asked for it, and it's theirs. Asked because we got these from we got these given to us by Signature Mods. So it's really good of them because it is. If you're not, I will say, if you're not sure whether you're into squonking and you don't want to spunk a massive amount of money, excluding the UK mods, which are really other UK mods, which are really reasonable. This fucking works. It really does. This little squonker, I think it's great.
Yeah, brilliant. I think.
I really do. The little door, the ease of getting batteries in and out because both sides come off, as I explained last week, just makes it just great. I have got it's got one downside.
Oh.
It has, and I can't get around not saying it as well.
Oh, yeah.
The 510. That's its downside. It not being sprung load, it having that adjustable pin is
It did confuse you for quite a while, didn't it?
It did, but not only that, it's not. I tell you what else it does. If you take off the battery a couple of times, yeah, it does.
Yeah,
and you end up with you getting a shitty connection because I fuck it wouldn't find. It sounds really stupid. When you've been vaping, quite a long time, like over 5 years, the moment you press the go button on a mech and nothing happens is the time to worry.
Yeah.
You know, one that was working and you pick it up and hit the button, you just go, whoa. You don't press it a couple of times to check. You go, what? Something's changed. Something's wrong. And the first time it happened, it made me shit myself because I thought, oh, fuck me. Something's gone really wrong here. It's got one downside, which is got its instead of a self-adjusting 510 sprung load, it's got an adjustable reverse threaded pin, and
there is part of me that kind of, the other side of that is that I kind of like them sometimes, because I've got a couple of mods that are like that. That Ferrari and the Black Rose are the same.
But do you like? I can never like it.
I can turn
there are good points to having that. If you want a 10mm wide thread on your 510 and you want a good connection, then it's great for that, because you can't get a spring strong enough to give you a good enough connection that fits inside a 10mm.
Yeah, but I carry a mod like that. So when I'm carrying it in, it's downwards, you know, because I walk to work and I walk back home again. So it means I carry it so that the airflow hole is facing up towards me. So it means if I'm walking along, I'm not like throwing juice out of it or anything else. It's kind of, it's the right direction. So it means if I want to adjust it just a little bit to move the airflow hole around a little bit, I don't mind it raising up. I don't.
Oh, okay, right. So you're talking about where you've got the air hole. Fine. Yeah. I just don't think it's a problem on a squonker. Generally, it don't matter.
Yeah.
There's pros and cons. I mean, some, like he said to me, a lot of people in Europe want the screw adjust, but I think that's because they haven't had a good spring, a good strong spring connector.
I was just saying, I was giving it one downside against a massive plethora of good.
I've told him he needs the MM510 in it, but he won't listen.
It does need the MM510. I mean, that's what's missing to me. But apart from that, it is a fantastic mod.
It works well. Yeah, it works well. It doesn't leak.
Because I'm lazy, I didn't put a label on it, but is Banter Milk by Vape Swag, which I quite like. I started that on Friday. So. I do like Banter Milk. Next up, I just coiled it, so fuck it. I'm going to do it now. I just the Wasp on top of my Rock Mods squonker. I had a problem because I bought some NI60, Clapton NI60, and it just wouldn't ramp up. It was 0.3, and it was
somebody send John some fused NI80 Claptons.
That's all right. I don't know. I got NI80 flat wire, which is what I just put in while we were doing the intro and stuff. This is NI80 flat wire at 0.2. I got it to
one coil at 0.2.
Oh, that's killing it.
Yeah, there we go. That's all right then.
Yeah, fixed it. So yeah, quite a spaced 5 wraps of NI80. Yeah, that worked. Quite happy with that. I like the Wasp. It's too airy for me. Apart from, but the good thing is, it's not, because you can just adjust it.
Yeah.
So I just have it half, and it's perfect. And in that, I have got this man.
Angsty.
He looks a good-looking man on that bottle.
A bit of abolishment. It's so weird looking at bottles when you know the people on the bottles. It's like, I know him. I explained to Eva that I knew them all once, and I picked up the bottle of Foos Gold and went, yeah, I went for a drink with him in New York.
He was talking to John talking to bottles. It's kind of
talking to bottles. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Next up, I have got Chew. I've got Chew as well, haven't I? Is that what you're all vaping? That's what I'm vaping. Banana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chew. In the Chew from Vulcan Brothers. In the I don't even know what it's called. Richard sent me this week. The Artery by. I don't know.
No, the maker. It's the Artery Uno.
Artery Uno Mini, I think it's called.
That's a nice looking little mod.
Yeah.
But it's gone. That's it. That's the mod. And that there is the fire.
Oh.
It's like a little pedal.
Yeah. I've got it all juicy because I just filled it up. Just using the t-shirt. It's got a bit of a disco light thing going on.
That's all right when you're finding your way to the bathroom in the dark, isn't it?
Yeah. Richard very kindly sent me a few closed systems. Closed-ish systems. Sorry, open kind of closed system.
All in one.
All in ones. That's the word. And this is the standout one for me. What's the little tiny iSub Mini? That's it. I don't know why they made the second one. It's the first one, in the arse. But apart from that, is it the same? Is it even the same coil, Richard?
What are you on about?
Is it iSub Mini? Not iSub Mini. The little.
No.
Sorry, what's it called?
Who made it?
Where have you put it? Where have you put it?
Oh, does it work? Shit. Fuck. That's bad, isn't it?
I sent you the Joytech one, the Q8IO.
No, not that.
Uh,
The smallest one of all of them.
We got to find a picture now.
oh God.
I think it's called the I something. Sorry.
I care by Elif.
I care. The I care
And
too.
you're in chat, so Dan Chandler.
Well,
Thank you. Thank you.
Well,
Thank
that's-
you. Thank you. Yes.
Oh no, it
Answer.
can't have been that.
Yeah, what's that? Yeah, I don't know why they made it. I put bantha milk in it because I thought, I've got that one thing, I'll put it in that as well, and I'll just go along. And it was like vaping bantha milk through a wad of bog roll. That was what the flavour you got from it. It's just it was the same as the iCare. It doesn't gurgle like the iCare did. It doesn't spit. And it doesn't get hot like the iCare, the first one did. But apart from that, I just didn't get the point of it. I didn't know why they made it. But anyway, this was this little chat was my favourite one, and I put in that tube.
Yeah, it's one of my favourites as well.
It's
pretty good, isn't it?
The bit jank is the airflow. Like if a fly flew past, you could easily knock it off. But it's quite easy to adjust on the go because you can just put your finger there. And
It's quite an honest mouth to lung as well.
Well, it is an honest mouth to lung. Yeah. It's got a good throat hit, good flavour, nice little tank. It does that thing because it's bottom fed, not bottom fed. Because the airflow is coming from the top. When you first fill it up, it tends to flood every time. But if you give it a quick flick,
we've just got to give attention to John Malcolm in chat, who said, "Time for a new weekly segment. What the fuck is John talking about?"
The thingy, the black one, you know. Yeah,
you fell into Richard's trap, which is you worked on a coil, you did some like coiling and other stuff, and then all of a sudden when you switch back, it's like back out again.
Yeah, it was got to do stuff. I can't remember about it, but yeah, I do. I think I'm going to look up. I'm somewhere between this, and I've seen lots of people with that little Zippo.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
And I'm thinking about maybe this and one of those.
What about a Me one?
Which one's the Me one?
That's the. I think that's the widely accepted best one, but I don't have one.
Oh, okay.
People might say in chat, but apparently the Me one's very good.
Well, I'm thinking of a Presso and 40 milligram Nic salt liquid. That's my idea.
Mm.
What was the last bit? Oh, last thing. Look at that. Found this in the park.
Oh,
it's the old favourite.
It's
that big glass. And it's the big one, the big Atty.
Yeah, but this has actually got a point to it today. This is the obviously the Vapor Giant Nano. I don't know if you can see it. It's very small. It's there. It's that.
That's
there.
not a Nano.
No, my finger's that much bigger than it. That's small. And inside that, I've got raspberry mint. And wicking the juice, as always, is 2 bits of mesh.
Oh.
Did you copy that off Mark Todd, the mesh?
That's what I was just going to say, because he messaged me this week and he said, it just said, fuck you and your fucking mesh wick thing. I'm taking it and I'm going to make a video of it and there's nothing you can do about it. And then he just posted a picture of it.
Wow, you've got all those subscribers.
What can I do? Because Exactly. There's nothing I can do. I didn't even answer. Just left it.
Wow.
Just can't do.
You were out big time, weren't you?
Someone's going to go. Yeah, big time. What can you do? So yeah, that's it. That's the week. That's everything. Richard.
Hello.
Hello. How was your week? What did you have for lunch? When was the last time you changed a light bulb? And what you made of it?
Okay. Week's been pretty good. Pretty good. Freddie's almost crawling. He's sort of, he can move around the room, but it's not in an orthodox fashion. Anything but crawling forwards. It's a sort of slithers, which is good. It's quite good. Put the gate up and just leave him to it. That's good. What did I have for lunch? I had a jacket potato with tuna.
Oh, potato friends.
Yeah.
Hey. Spudgy lunch.
That's quick, wasn't it? Potato friends.
What were the other bits? Oh, change the light bulb. I changed the playroom, bathroom light just a few days ago.
Oh.
Just a few days ago.
Is that your playroom?
It's Molly's playroom. Well, it's meant to be the master bedroom ensuite. But
how does she feel about having a squonker named after her, Richard?
the Molly, she's cool with it. Yeah, she's cool with it.
Good.
She's not having it. It's not smoke though. She's convinced it's smoke, not vapor.
Oh dear.
I've explained it. I drew a diagram.
I hope they're sending her one for free because you used her name.
Did they put the little foreign dots above the O though?
Yeah.
Ooh, is it umlaut?
That's what they're called. Foreign dots.
So yep, all good. All good in the hood, as they say.
If the hood was Leeds.
Yeah. Vaping on. This is my Dacus dual parallel mod. I've got on top of it the Pyro RDTA from Vandy Vape.
You've had a few Vandy Vape ones this week, haven't you?
Yes, yeah, I got that mesh one as well, a mesh RDA. Still working on that.
Vandy.
This has got an Ultim tank. Ultim drip tip, Ultim tank. Yeah, it comes with a clear one, so people can't accuse it. So people can't list that as a negative. It's just an RDTA. It doesn't pull up any trees. There's nothing massively unique about it. It's postless, and it has very big wicking holes, grooves, and it's got 2 holes at the bottom, and you put the corresponding bits on, so you can't twist it or accidentally wreck it.
That'd wick brilliantly with a few bits of mesh.
Yeah, watch Mark Todd. Mark Todd's done a video on how to do that. If you want to see how to.
Yeah. I used to do that. Used to do that with the Typhoon GS. That was it. It sort of only worked that way.
That was the only way it worked.
Yeah, that was very good though. So that's the thing. It's fine. It's good. All these RDTAs, they are what they are, aren't they? But it's fine. It's good, and it sort of matches, I think. Yellowy, wee brown, yellowy, wee brown thing.
Yeah,
I'm having it. I've also got this, a brand new squonking RDA. Ooh. This is, I'll have to consult my notes. This is the Conspiracy RDA.
Oh.
And it was sent to me by Ant, who does the Vapor Lounge Expo thing from the Vapor Lounge.
Ant and Deck.
Ant Sneath.
Ant Sneath, yes. It's made by 3C Vape. But I'm going to talk about it a bit more later on because it is a brand new squonky RDA, and it's brand new, and it's sort of slipping through the radar right now, but it's not out yet. So quite an interesting RDA. Talk about it a bit more later. But got that on the brilliant SQ.
That does look very neat on there. I like that. It's like a smart pub going apparatus, I would say.
I've still got this
He just reminds
Nata.
me. He just reminds me of something. Oh yeah, that is good. It's good liquid like that.
I
And
really like
Mr. Mark Todd is a fan.
Yeah, it's good use. If only it was available in the UK.
What can you do?
F all. What were you going to say? Sorry.
I can't remember.
Okay. And in the Nigel Moxon SVBF, I've now managed to get a lovely black battery. So when you do that, you can't.
Is it a vape festival?
Is that a vape festival?
No, it's a battery from Pegasus Vapor Academy.
Oh, do you want some Vape Fest battery wraps?
Yes, I'd happily accept some of those.
Richard's using those, so it makes it look like he's been to school.
Yeah, I've been to the Vapor Academy.
Yeah.
They're really good. One thing you've got to give credit for with these, since you brought it up, I wasn't going to say it, but Pegasus Vapor Academy is a fellow YouTuber, and he has like a shop sort of that runs alongside his YouTube channel. But one thing you've got to give him massive credit for with these batteries is the grading system. There's 4 different types, all for different purposes. So there's it goes A, B, C, D, and like D is the most highest amp, lowest MAR. Yeah, and it sort of suggests recommended for max, and it goes all the way up to A, which has really high MAR but really low amp. So it's, they're all well labelled, and there's a nice scheme to that, and that's recommended for mouth to lungers or sub 30 watters, or so that's really cool. So they are good batteries. I've got on the SVB, I've got the Depot from Coil Art, and in there I have King's Custard from Vaping King.
From Vaping King.
Which I got from the Just Add Nick tent at Vape Fest.
Also available from vapingking.co.uk as well.
Contractually obliged to say that.
No, it's no Billy Watches.
Yes, so I've always really liked that juice. So yeah, got some of that. Should we move on to the news, John? What's in the news?
We can move on to the news. By the way, there is a new segment coming up in 6 minutes, 7, 6, but we'll get there. I got an alarm, so when you hear an alarm, just tell me, and I will flick over to the news segment.
Okay.
I've just checked on the news segment. It is going brilliantly. It's a great. I picked up a headline from Australia land today. I shit you not. This is the headline. This is from the West Australian. I would put on a yeah. I think I'm gonna do a really shit Australian accent just for the headline. 2 pommy Sheilas, e-cigarette vaping, the British fad we don't want in Australia.
Wow, they went South African then.
They did, right there. We like it's very nice. I live just outside Cape Town, and there's not too many black people.
Yeah, is it?
God, I love white South Africans. Oh, fuck, they're all racist. They're not all racist. Some of them nice. Bradley's nice.
He's British.
Okay, that was the. Let's go for the headline again, because I've lost it. 2 pommy Sheilas, e-cigarette vaping, the British fad we don't want in Australia. The puff of smoke that rose from the bridal table was more than a little out of place. Midway through the best man's tales of nights out with the groom was an odd time to bring out the smoke machines and pyrotechnics, and the newlyweds were hardly known for their lavish displays. That said, it's a girl who was vaping at a wedding and wrote a headline about it. Who gives a shit?
Sitting hairdressers will hear women chatting about latest vaping flavors like their new cosmetics product. Well, why did
they're trying to make it sound like everybody over here vapes, and it's just not true.
I quite like that. Quite like that we're getting the credit.
Like in Australia, of a vapor can sometimes attract a good on you. After all, they're trying to quit smoking. In Britain, it's a fidget spinner for the council estate kids. No.
The fidget spinner is the fidget spinner for council estate kids.
Yeah.
They just play with their fingers, don't they?
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't trust
look at their fingers.
And just count.
I don't trust anybody to be sent away for criminal activity. I mean, that's just.
Teenagers in bus stations wearing school bags proudly show off bubblegum and watermelon flavoured puff juice while spewing out smoke next to the old lady waiting for the 185. And largely their parents are gladly funding it because at least they're not smoking or doing drugs. They're just making up stuff that doesn't make any sense.
Well, who is it? What's this?
Is this definitely not a spoof publication?
No,
it's called the Western Australian.
Yeah.
But why does it say Yahoo?
Because Yahoo, I don't know. Now I'm going to be that knob who reads out a spoof thing, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's going to be. It could be. I'm just going to go down and read the other stuff to see what there is.
Why would it start with 2 pommy Sheilas?
2 pommy Sheilas?
I don't know. I've just typed in.
Yeah, was it a lesbian wedding or something?
No, it's not supposed to be.
Best man was one.
I've just googled it. No, it's a newspaper. I think it's trash. I mean, I think I'm not. It was just a joke, but they're not really.
There's a lot of conjecture.
Yeah, I think it's bollocks.
Yeah.
Anyway, it just made me chuckle earlier when I found it.
That's cool.
This next thing was just a discussion point actually, which is Craig said it the other day, which is weird stuff flavors do to some, and it was things that when I ask people about, whether they've tried a juice or something like that, people say that's
the arse people.
Thing. What?
The arse people.
The arse people. When I ask,
who are the arse people? Ask people. When I ask people if they've tried a flavour, they instead of saying I do or I don't like it, they'll say it does something to them. So raspberry mint, I've heard a few people say it gives them indigestion. Straight away.
Yeah.
Banana does. What is it? What's the banana one do to you? I can't remember.
The banana one makes my tongue go numb. The tip of my tongue goes numb. If I sit there and vape this for about half an hour, I'll just lose all feeling because it's got this slight hint of cinnamon in it, and that's it. Just. You're not allergic to banana flavouring or something? No.
We've got. There's a chap goes into the Vaping Emporium in Felixstowe. There's also a store in Ipswich and Colchester, but he goes into the Felixstowe one, and he's allergic to raspberry flavour. Not raspberries, raspberry flavour, and he's almost like a great way of telling if there's raspberry in something because you just give it to him.
What a way for him to just like fall out.
Can't vape it. Yeah.
That'd be great. It's kind of like, I'll test this. Don't worry, we'll cover the anaphylactic shock. You'll be all right.
No raspberry. No, don't really do that with him. We have to kind of try to assure him there's no raspberry and stuff.
Then push him out the door.
Yeah, there's no raspberry in that, mate. Vape it. See ya. Don't vape it in here. See you later.
Yeah, on the pavement.
Do it outside. Next to a mattress.
Handcuff yourself to a bed and vape this.
Vape that, yeah. Seriously. I just wondered if there was. I don't think. The nearest I've said it. I had RY4 by Deek. Oh. I always feel right. The new segment's about to start. That was the new segment noise. So at 10 to 10, I'm going to quickly.
Oh God!
I'm so sorry about this. This is the new segment.
Putting the kettle on.
I'm going to call it. What's Kelvin up to? That's the new segment. So I'm going to watch someone else's YouTube channel. I'll tell you what's happening. Hold on 1 second. It could nothing at the moment. Just a bit of dead air. I'm going to tell you any second. Oh, it's just knocked a spoon against something.
Oh God! Look at Richard's face.
Nothing this week. Dead air. Dead air. And now we've got dead air. because Kelvin's got dead air. This is
Maybe it's contagious.
this is what's the channel name? Kelvin Guy Reviews. Go on, if you want to flick over and have a look at what he's up to. Did nothing, literally doing nothing. Kelvin, do something. There we are.
There we go.
Yay!
So come on.
Yes. So I'll be paying another visit to Carl's shop. Carl's shop is lovely. It's huge.
Right. Well, that's what Kelvin's up to this week. He's been to see a car shop. So that's great. Anyway, let's carry on with the news.
We don't have a jingle for that, do we?
I know, we need a jingle for that.
Okay, I'll find a jingle while you're doing.
Find a jingle for that. That is Kelvin is into a car shop. Right. Squonking so far. That is the next thing I've got in my list. I've been like 90% squonking since Vape Fest, really, and I'm kind of like, I've muted Craig, actually. Craig's talking, but I muted him because I was trying to kill that feed. And I was talking about, well, God, it's really throwing me off. I wish I'm into a car.
What do you do?
Right. I do like.
We shouldn't be allowed on the telly.
Let's unmute him.
You can't.
John's still talking.
He's still talking.
You didn't hear any of that. I just did a thing and everything. Shit. Right. Sorry. I've been. Where do we get? Did you even hear me say anything about skunking?
No.
No.
Fuck's sake. Right. So I've been skunking 90% of the time since Vape Fest. I was just going to give you a quick overview, really, of that. That was it. How does it stack up? It does, since Rick showed me how to coil, make skunkers. I'll take the resistance down. The downsides for me are I use probably 4 times as many batteries as I used to.
Yeah, they don't last long. A single battery, you'll notice the drop off when you get a bit lower.
Mine's about 3.7, and that's the battery, really.
You need to go a bit lower than really with your build, a little bit lower, and you get longer out of it.
I'm finding that just giving it a bit, kind of like a little bit smaller coil than I usually would do.
Well, this might be. We'll see, but yeah, that's the thing. Mesh wise and liquid wise and stuff, I have no problems. Yeah, that was it really. That was kind of that. I just thought I'd just talk to you. I've thrown myself off completely. Fuck it, Craig. What's in the news?
No, I know what you mean, because I've not skunked before Vape Fest. So I'm really sorry. I have to keep apologising to Paula. I'll just have to keep apologising to Paula, I'm afraid.
The thing is, I feel like I've got it right this time, because I tried skunking in the past and got it wrong. And it was only when we were doing the show and Richard and Rick both said, you're coiling too high. And that's made all the difference.
I think what's helped it a little bit as well from like the old squonking was that there are more wire choices out there now. So you can kind of you can play around with materials a bit more to try and get what you want from it. So.
Absolutely, I don't think it would be very good squonking with anything except NI80 for the way I vape anyway.
That's what I'm using. It's got that kind
of single battery anyway. With a single battery, I think that's perfect. I think NI80.
Yeah. So what have I got in the news? I've got a few bits actually in the news. There was a certain article appeared in the Independent, which I thought was kind of a bit fucking stupid. Now, the bit that kind of caught my eye with this particular article was, let me just screen share it and find it, which is this one, which is teenagers who vape are 4 times more likely to try smoking. Okay, right. However, other experts say if cigarettes are acting as a gateway to tobacco for teenagers, then smoking rates will be rising among that age group when they're actually an all-time low. Which makes sense. Now, it is true that it could be that they're 4 times more likely to try smoking, but then again, I guess they could be 4 times more likely to try cocaine, heroin, or any other thing.
No, but does it back it up with any figures? Because if there was a 1 in 90 chance they were going to start smoking,
yeah,
and vaping made it a 5 in 90 chance they were going to start smoking, then it's just a bullshit statistic.
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of like teenagers who would vape when they were 13 or 14 are about 4 times more likely. I guess 4 times is just...
Yeah, but without the figure, the odds is just pointless.
There you go. They found 9% of the 13 to 14-year-olds who had not tried cigarettes, e-cigarettes.
Percentage again. How many people did this? How many people they spoke to?
And no, that's the other bit it doesn't do in there, which is like 30. They haven't given a number, I don't think. No, they didn't give a number. But there was one interesting...
Yeah, because they didn't give a number because it looked shit as soon as you put the number in. That's why.
And the other bit in this lot was that there is a group of people that kind of counter the argument, which is that other experts suggest e-cigarettes were acting as a gateway. There's Linda Ball, who does a lot of the advocacy stuff, who's actually one of the very few quite reasonable people, I think. She goes into countering it all, but the people who actually did the report probably counted it better than anybody else when this is what they said, the people who did the report. However, they added, while acknowledging that a causal relationship may be plausible, we cannot confirm this based on our findings and the trends observed over the same period in the UK.
They know it. They know it to be false. Do you know what? There'd be a better story actually if you'd just brought up a headline saying when did the Independent turn into a rag you wouldn't wipe up your fucking ass with.
At the same time,
for about 4 years, and they should just burn it. It is garbage.
Yeah.
So they're basically saying 1 in 10 vapors, 13 and 14-year-old vapors have tried smoking. Pretty good, really. Quite a good low amount, really, isn't it? 1 in 10. 9%.
And their headline goes against every scientific finding that's been, from a real, any real social testing.
Well, not be funny, but if you're a kid and you haven't tried a cigarette and you're vaping, you're going to try a cigarette, probably, aren't you?
I bet they preferred vaping.
Yeah.
It's a fuckload cheaper.
So,
if you're a kid and you haven't tried smoking, get a life.
I mean, every 13, 14-year-old I knew when I was younger smoked. So
I was smoking I think we've done this before, but I think I was smoking by 12. So I think it's
first week in secondary school, I started smoking.
Yep.
Terrible people, such a bad influence.
Because they made it really, really. As soon as they make something really, really bad, you go, well, give it a go, see what it's like.
Yeah, you're a teenager, you rebel. That's the idea. It's kind of like
it's Moorish, kids. Oh, we haven't said cunt today. Cunt. There you go.
Next up, the Ango rabbit thing has continued a little bit. James Sherlock. James Sherlock. Oh, John, you keep me in check here.
Yeah, I know the fella.
Keep me in check here. He posted up a Ango rabbit had responded to the backlash on their cotton. The link is in the group, and it's been around a little bit as well. They also, a little bit later on, decided they were going to respond by putting all of their certificates up, as if this would provide some kind of, no, I'm not sure. Somebody do what's in their drawers. It always happens.
Oh, it's time. It's time to find out what's in Craig's drawers.
What's in Craig's drawers?
You can no. I'm going to do it from picking in front of me, and what I've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, and L.
Right, first person to say one of those letters in chat.
A to L. There you go.
A to L.
A. Chris Bishop says A.
Okay, pick you picked. I've got the Atties in front of me. You picked the origin, by the way. There you go.
Hey.
There you go. So,
yeah. What's that like? Any good?
It's all right.
Tell you what you could do with that, Craig. Couple of mesh wicks in it, mate.
Could
And
have
then just have a cotton balanced on top.
You see, look at the skill.
I got that off Mark Todd. It's a good tip.
It's not really a thing though anymore.
Couple of mesh bits and then put some.
I'm
Don't
gonna
need to do it on good atties.
I can't really hold this up for too long because Mark will copy it and make a video on it and get all our subs.
That's true.
You know,
That's what happens.
I
I just noticed Ian Schwartz in chat, he's giving away. I don't, we don't really allow giveaways. Look at this. We're talking about children smoking and vaping and stuff. And Schwartzy71 said, the thing is though, once people are 18, it's up to them what they do. I really don't care. It doesn't bother me if my neighbour drinks or even smokes weeds. Why should I give a duck if they smoke? Don't give a duck.
I wouldn't give them a duck.
Doesn't help them. They've got an addictive habit and a duck. And, a duck is for life. A duck is for life.
Everyone in chat feels a bit cheated. They want to draw from the back.
Okay, you picked A.
Mark Todd said B2.
B2, Mark.
No, whoever said A gets the first one because I think I've already done B. So what I've got in A is I have a K-Fun tank and a K-Fun chimney, and I have
not the rest of it.
I've got two, you see. So I think what I've got in here is I have an actual. I think it's almost brand new. Look how unused this thing is. This is.
Is that a K-Fun? Which one? 3? No, 2.
Light, you know.
Yeah, some old thing.
Oh, but it's got the. Is it steam tuner's tank on there? Or something?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the fucking hell's going on with that, to be honest, but I've got one of them. Then I've got a tank, I've got another tank, and I've got another tank, and I've got a
old meshy straws is whinging in chat.
Who's meshy
Fix?
Fix. I'll do you another one just for you at some point, Mark. I need to get more stuff because I've just got shite in here. So
you haven't got much vaping gear, Craig, have you? You ain't got a lot.
I haven't got an awful lot. No, it's kind of like I've got drip tips in here and all sorts of stuff. I can't do like drip tip of the week. That just wouldn't work, would it?
Well, some shows would.
No.
Next up, I've got the Ango Rabbit thing. Anyway, they decided they were going to post up all their certificates as if to kind of deflect from the fact that they provided mooch without any whatsoever. So I thought, you did this. My alarm's still getting on my back for draw of the week. Still going. Can you hear it?
No.
Anyway, they decided to provide a load of documentation to try and make it so that people said, we've got all of our forms to make sure that we've got all of the various certifications and everything else. So I ran through most of these, and most of these are to do with trading certificates and business certificates. You can go to a site which kind of like checks to see whether they are the correct documentation or what kind they are. And they're all just business forms. There's one bank form. There's a couple of certificates for like ISO awards. And then there's this in the middle, which just says the FDA does not issue of certificates that are available online, which can be checked by itself. So they basically just tried to blag everybody by saying, here's all of the documents. And so I went through and I just checked every single bloody one of them. And all these are trading documents, some of which include, let's get rid of that 1 second, and let's find
hope there's a birthday card in there from their mum.
If you go to that website, I bet you'll find one. Where are you? That was the one, yeah. The only thing we got was a company which they were linked to, which sold cotton over in the States called something like Dynacorp or something like that.
DVD. Just put looks legit.
Yeah. And then they did this, which is this. They also do work for a company called Bibabo, and may make stuff for them to do with cotton or something like that. One of their business forms. This is the only thing to do with vaping and Bibabo on the internet, which is just some crappy atomizer on the arse end of the internet. Super. There you go. Large smoke, super good taste. There you go, Rick. Oh, Rick's not there.
How much is it?
got to be it. $14. $14.
I love it. I mean, if it's super good taste, if it's just good or super, not interested. Super good, I'm interested.
Yeah. So authentic.
I'm interested.
It doesn't matter what they do now, though, because they told Mooch to take a hike, that they could just shove it forever.
Yep, they basically fucked it. So yeah, they put all the documents up there. It's all a load of horse shit. The only thing that they sell abroad is cotton balls. It seems that the company makes cotton balls and various other padding, but the only thing that's special about their cotton is that it's cotton. There's nothing to do with them breeding it specifically for vaping or anything else. It's none of that. It's
very
just,
difficult to get cotton.
Wasn't it just the rabbit that was the problem though? Branding.
it was the rabbit. It was the fact there was a Made in the USA logo at the bottom. They've got FDA certificate logo or the FDA logo. They've got the CE logo. They've got a whole host of the logos which they haven't got the documentation for. Bugs Bunny, that was another one. The fact it almost looked like cotton bacon was another one. The fact that they were using stock photographs to say these are our fields. Yeah, pretty much.
Getting cotton to breed is a lot like getting pandas to breed. It's a lot more difficult than you think.
Well, you can grow it in Edinburgh, though.
Pandas are quite sexy. Hmm?
You can grow cotton in Edinburgh, then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, is what I heard.
Yeah. Oh. Congratulations to the pandas, by the way. Yeah.
If you watch it.
Okay, I nearly did a John there and went straight off the edge. Right. The next thing I just wanted to touch on was the second-hand market. It's kind of like I've been seeing quite a bit of late. There's almost like two markets at the moment, which is one which is kind of like the SV people who've been around for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, and they've all come to terms with the fact that their zeros and all of their old gear is now worth next to nothing. A lot of the older gear is dropping in value tremendously, and then occasionally I'll kind of see this almost like a parallel universe in the same place, which is people trying to sell an Asmodus Kodama or something like that for 20 quid less than the retail price than they paid for it. And just
I've seen tanks that were bought 2 years ago for 30 quid. I'm not mentioning because it will give it away if you checked. But anyway, it was a tank that was definitely bought 2 years ago for 30 quid. Got the RRP up, put never used, 20 quid. Right? It's a fiver if someone could be asked to even buy it. Don't be stupid. Just give it away because you ain't getting shit for that. You ain't getting 2/3 of your money back after 2 years on a tank. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
can't believe anyone would attempt to sell it.
But to be honest, it is mostly ridiculous that you buy anything and think you'll get much back for it anyway. To be honest,
yeah,
you're in the wrong game.
Yeah, you
buy
can't
it and use it. You know,
fucking hell.
Yeah, but if you
I'm just trying a quick shout out to Luke at the shop who walked in. I went to the Vaping Emporium today, and he said, "I got a beer for you for tonight." He said,
"That's good, Walt. Yeah, I like that. That's good stuff."
Said, would you drink it on the show? It's got a kick, isn't it?
It's nice.
6.8%.
Yeah,
Luke, whatever happens after now is your fault.
Is that the one that's got a bit citrusy, John?
He's a little bit citrusy. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it Spanish? I think it's Spanish, isn't it?
No, it's very, very, very malty. No, it's not. It's made in the UK actually, but he's arrived. The guy who makes it is from California.
Oh,
and it's like a West Coast IPA.
Anyway,
go on then, Craig. Carry on.
John reads labels. The new segment on the show.
John reads labels. It's from Somerset. It's where it's from.
If you're going to read the label, at least read it out loud. That's the key, I think.
Sorry, yeah, that would have helped. Yeah,
that would have done. Anyway, I just wanted to point out that when you go to look to sell something, right, the first thing is if it was made in China, immediately half the price.
Yeah.
Straight away. If it's second-hand and it's come from China, it doesn't matter what it is, pretty much, except for maybe the Yellow Kiss Pico, which I guess is people say it's from Japan, but I think it's from China. Then yeah, you're not going to get oh, Russia.
Same place.
You're not going to get.
No, it's not. Remember the rhyme? I'm not doing it.
Yeah, they're not liars though. I'll give them that.
They look the same.
Yeah. Yeah, immediately halve it. So if you've got like an Asmodeus Kodama and you go onto a group and you say, I paid 290 quid for it and I want 270 quid back, you're having a fucking giggle, right?
I'll just point out something else as well, just quickly because you mentioned it. People totally not understanding what second-hand means.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's got to go
Never
down
opened,
unless it's very hard to get.
Never opened, blah, blah, blah. No one gives a shit. If you received it and then sold it, it's second-hand.
Yeah.
It's second-hand. Don't make any difference. It's second-hand.
Secondly, 9.5 out of 10 is, it's got scuff marks on the bottom.
Yeah.
Right? That's the other one. Anyway.
9.5 out of 10 is there's a thumb smudge on it that I can't be asked to wipe off. That's what 9.5 is.
Yeah. And then people are going to say, wipe it clean. Yeah, you're clean.
If you opened it, it's 9. Anyway, I don't give a shit what you say. If you opened it, it's 9. Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah. And the next bit was Phil Posada posted up something earlier on today, which was I thought it would have been on tasteyourownmooch.com rather than on Taste Your Own Juice. But Innokin are supposedly bringing out a new battery. I'll share this because this was Phil's saying, and I think this is a little bit of also bollocks as well, to be honest. Our world runs on power, it says. Fucking Innokin.
What?
Going for it. Technology innovation is the proof of evolution that changes how we do everything. That doesn't even make sense.
Look, I'd be asked to tear that apart.
Right. From the beginning, Innokin Technology has been a leader in developing various vaporizer technology for tobacco harm reduction. After years of research, it has made a breakthrough that will truly reshape the vaping industry. This technological advancement will not only be for vaping, but it can also be used in other applications across other industries that utilize rechargeable batteries. It doesn't actually tell you in any point in this whole thing what the innovation is. It doesn't tell you whether it's going to be an 18650, a 21700. It says,
come on, let's cover some bets that when Mooch tests it, it's a rewrap.
But they say it will change the way we vape.
Yeah, and also check this out. By pushing the boundaries of current rechargeable battery standards, it is capable of charging at a rate that is 100 times faster than existing batteries. The battery is able to handle a high volume of power transfers because it has a unique...
Hey! We're talking conspiracies and Flitzy's here. Flitzy!
What's up, guys?
Hey!
Right, I'll do this very quickly, and then we'll give it to Flitzy, and we'll say hello to Flitzy. Anyway,
someone in chat, Steve Bellamy, says it's a 3000 mAh 18350.
That'll do 40 amps. This technology utilizes advanced chemistry within the cells, making them safe to use with high sustained power. Right, okay. So it says contact Innokin, energy at Innokin for more information. Right. So I thought, okay, I'll just go and have a quick look around the what there is.
You should contact them, Craig. Why don't you contact them and see what they've got to say?
I'm going to wait for Mooch to do because Mooch.
They won't talk to him. They'll know he'll pull it apart.
So what have they done? Found a way to charge faster?
Yeah, 100 times faster, and it's safer because it's got new technology. So anyway, I just thought I'd have a quick look around just to see what there was in the way of technology. Now, this is from August the 23rd, which kind of says here that they've got this research status, a range of next-generation battery development undertaken by Toyota. There's Toyota and there's Tesla, are the two that are kind of going backwards and forwards with each other. Now, the only other one that there's kind of here as a target is this, the all solid state batteries, and there's these innovative batteries, which are these metal air batteries, or I think they call them Li-Air, I think they call them. Now, I'll post these articles in the group. I won't go through them because we'll get onto Flitzy and say hello. But basically, everything inside of these documents is pointing out to the fact it's going to be at least 5 years by the time it comes through. And when it does come through, it's going to be in such small numbers and so specialist and so expensive because it's going to be for these car companies.
Yeah. And there's loads of points as well. Because Mooch did talk.
Oh, was it me?
No,
I bet it's.
Mooch did talk about next gen batteries before, and he said exactly that. And then there's something. Whenever somebody comes up with new batteries, I think there must be people out there who wonder what Mooch is expecting from the battery he's about to test. But the thing is, Mooch isn't. You know, when they come over with when the amp rate is ridiculous or the MAR is stupid, you can look at it and know it's not possible into that smaller space. So it's ludicrous. It's like, do you remember the guy who came out with he was going to use effectively an electromagnet to heat up e-liquid. He was going to do a different thing. And I remember I did a rough calculation and
induction.
What?
You mean the induction?
The induction thing. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the induction heating. And the guy who reckoned he'd cracked it. And once you worked out how big it would have to be and how many volts you'd have to shut through it, it wasn't exactly handheld. You'd look like one of the Ghostbusters if you were going out for a vape with that thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mooch is it? Not Mooch is Mooch, isn't it? Flitzy's it.
No, I'm not Mooch.
Yeah, I'll put these links. I'll put these links in the group anyway. There's one from Panasonic that's kind of going over solid state. It explains what lithium air batteries are as well. It also kind of says that they're not going to be available for quite a long time and all the other usual shit. There you go. I expect lithium-ion technology to reach its limit around 2020, but there's still only 20-30%. There you go. You can extend it, batteries by 20-30%. But yeah, this is from the battery symposium and other stuff like that. So this was early in April. So anyway.
Blitz.
Yes, we haven't. This is the first time.
First time since Vape Fest.
Yeah.
How was your British trip?
It was amazing. It was really amazing. It's funny because, and I think I've mentioned it to you guys, probably not everybody in chat, but like the first 5 minutes that I was back in America, I knew that I was in America because everybody was a dick. And I didn't expect it to be that drastic. You know, like I figured I would kind of slowly kind of get back into the phase or get back into the routine. But it was like I walked in and everybody's like, oh, and I was like, oh, is this where they're like, well, you're going to have to fucking figure it out. And it's like, yep, back in America. No one's helpful.
I'm home.
Yeah. Everybody's an asshole. Everybody's right about everything.
I was just going to say, when the three of us, and I'm sure there was other people involved, but we kind of like worked as Splitsy's advisors for about 3 months probably before you came over, and like reassuring him with stuff and answering questions before he came over and saying, no, don't do that, do this, or travel like that or travel like this. And yeah, so we kind of we were all emotionally invested in Flitsy having a good time when he was here. And kind of go, nah, don't do that shit. Do that.
It's just a shame the weather wasn't there for you, Flitsy. If you came last year, it was a completely different thing, Fest. It was so nice the weather last year.
That's what everybody said. Like, I kind of like the cooler weather. Like, I was into the rainy weather, so I was okay with that.
But you had a good time. Yeah. But how do you kind of how was Vape Fest for you? If you can kind of compare it to American shows.
It was it was interesting. I've kind of, there were a few things that I noticed that and it was small, and I've heard though that this event was smaller this year than it was last year.
It was a bit. I think it was mainly the weather affected it because it rained just at the wrong time. You know, people were probably about going to leave and then they just weren't going to leave because it was
so it was, you know, most of the shows I've been to, with the exception, you know, we have a couple of smaller shows and they've kind of disappeared now, but the bigger shows, I didn't really know what to expect. So it was a reasonable amount of people. It wasn't too many. It wasn't too few. I felt it was a nice, reasonable amount of people. And what interested me was everybody was talking. Everybody was friendly. Everybody, you know, hours later, when I found the boat restaurant, the boathouse, whatever, that, you know, there's 70 people from Vape Fest that all went to dinner together. And things like that don't really happen in the US. That it's, you know, and I guess some of it is kind of cliquey. That, I mean, cliques exist. There's always a big discussion about, oh, the popular kids and the cloud chasers and this and the cliques and whatever. And like, that just happens in society. I'm not a big proponent of like people create cliques on their own. That's just society.
And I will say, because that I know that's come up with a few people, but it must be the most easy clique in the world to get into. This is the password. Are you ready? Everybody's got a pen and a piece of paper. All right, just careful. You might want to just. We're at about 1 hour 22. So you just remember that. Okay, this is the password if you need it. All right, mate.
Yeah. What your vaping works.
Yeah.
That's the password for the click.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. You know, because there are people. The thing is, Fritz, and the other key is you knew us prior to, and you knew other people prior to.
Yeah.
And so you've got an auto pass. You don't even have to say, all right, mate, because people already know, hey, Fritz.
Yeah. So it made it nicer because there were people that, I mean, I felt bad because there were a lot of people I didn't know that kind of knew me, but I mean, that's not a high horse thing. It's just, that's how it goes.
You get used to it, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. And so, I mean, that happens at any event I go to. There's somebody that's like, hey, and I'm like, hey. So, they'll tell me.
Scottish chap with the shirt on. That's Mark Todd. I don't know if you're right.
Mark Todd. I thought I recognized that the weird speaking voice that he had going on.
Yeah, that's got a weird speaking
his
voice.
mum's Spanish, I think.
But it was really interesting that everybody was everybody was in the same group. Like there didn't seem to be any. Again, even though I don't fully recognize clickiness, it didn't seem to be that there was any type of clickiness at all. And I heard no discussion of cloud chasing. I heard no discussion of like mouth to lung. I heard no discussion of mods. Like nobody was like, oh, well, I use this and you use that, so I'm going to talk to these people and not talk to these people. And, you know, because it does get that way. Like, I mean, you have a group of people that do that in the US. I mean, that always happens at shows, but I didn't sense any of that. It seemed like everybody was very familial and very community oriented. And
I think you would probably notice as well, if you ever want to, if you're at a vaping event and you're outside of the vaping event, you're at like as you said, we're eating dinner or getting a drink or something. If you want to kill the conversation, ask the person next to you what wire they use. Start talking about vaping because they don't give me. No one gives a fuck. Shut up.
Right.
Just have a pint. Talk about the weather or how you've got an itch on your bollocks and you're not sure if you need to go and see the doctor or something, because that is way more interesting than don't ask what wires.
Right.
No one cares.
Yeah. It was definitely it was very humbling, very down home experience. Like everybody made me feel very welcome. I never felt, and even in the whole country, like even in both countries, I mean, even in Scotland and in England, like I never felt any exclusion, like I never felt any kind of American prejudice or anything like that. So,
and we did tell you that. I mean, before you came, we were trying to convince you, don't worry, there's no one cares.
Yeah, because I'd asked.
You were a little bit gutted that no one would give a shit about your blue hair. I remember you said, no one even blinks, and it's like, no one cares.
Yeah, there was a little bit of me that I was kind of like, nobody's going to give me shit about my hair at all. Like, and as soon as I get back in America, everybody's just like, yeah, and like so that, because that was one of the questions, like to the chat, that was one of the things that I'd asked everybody. I was like, should I change my hair? Because like, I don't want to, because it's one of those things I understand that I can come off as, if I have blue hair, I can look, reckless, or I can be wild, or I could be stupid.
I will say, Mark just put in chat, walking up Princess Street in Edinburgh Oi, who's that cunt with the blue hair?
Yeah, so thankfully,
that's
like,
as good as saying hello in Scotland, though, isn't it?
yeah, that's pretty. That's like, oh, hey.
My
Yeah,
favourite. I told the story last week. It's when we went to the pub in my hometown, and there was that band on, and that bloke in the vest said to you, "All right, mate, grab her ass," and you went, "Sorry," and he went, "Grab her ass. She don't give a fuck, mate. Grab it." That was the most British thing I've ever seen. I was laughing so much. It was so funny.
Yeah, because that was funny because I enjoy a lot of dive bars, and I'd kind of heard you don't really say dive bar because dive bar.
Yeah, no, it is a shit hole.
No, dive over here means it's crap.
Right.
It's a bit of a shithole. That's
Yeah. It's like, so I'm used to that. So I kind of eyeball my surroundings. I kind of see who's the threat, who's the drunk guy that's going to be crazy. And as soon as I walked in, I see that guy pounding on the table, and I'm like, that's the one. That's the, and then of course he turns around to me, and I was like, oh shit, what do you, but yeah. And I was like, no, I know that.
But at the same time, because when he said that to you, as soon as he said, grab her ass, the thing was, I was sat there thinking, oh, we'll be all right. Like instantly, I thought, "Oh, we're going to be all right." Like because I don't know. I was talking to a friend about this the other day because he must have been about probably about 19, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's probably 19, 20.
Probably about 19, 20 or something like that. And you could see he'd never fought someone over 30 because someone over 30's got nothing to lose, you know. So that's why I just didn't give a fuck. I thought you're going to come undone. You're gonna have a bad day in a minute, you know.
Yeah,
because they're like the sort of Shrewsbury rules. They're gonna go in the bin. You're gonna get kicked in the bollocks, in the face, whatever. But it was just you went, no, that's okay.
Yeah, I'm like,
go on,
no,
mate. Grab her ass. And you went, no, that's okay. I don't want to.
Yeah. Because I told him, I said, no, I know the game because that I grab her ass and then you punch me. And I'm like, I understand this game. And that's when he laughed. He's like, you're cool. And I was like, I know. So I'm not going to do that.
And then you had a guy there was a guy with a ponytail who sort of collapsed at the bar and sort of knocks you forward.
Yeah, I kind of fell at my legs. And it's like, oh, drunk people. Sweet.
You're welcome to the UK. It was very funny.
Yeah, it was good.
So what else kind of separates?
What was your favourite? Oh, sorry, carry on, Craig.
Yeah, I was just going to ask what are the other things that kind of separated from the US kind of.
The tipping thing was interesting too because we had talked a little bit at length about that service industry people here work for tips, that everybody they get paid like $2 an hour and you have to work for tips, and over there nobody works for tips. And so and it wasn't really a bad thing, but I definitely noticed there's a difference in levels of service, that they were very polite and they did exactly what they needed to do, but nobody was over attentive. So, because here, if I'm sitting at a bar and I'm tipping somebody, then a bartender is going to be giving me drinks because I'm tipping them and they're going to want more money. But over there,
do that though. I will say, because Matt Cully had the same. He said the same thing, and I really wanted to take him to task on it, and I did after a show. I was talking to Matt, and he was talking about this, and I said, no, Matt, it's illegal in the UK. You must be paid a minimum wage at least.
Yeah,
and all you're getting in the US is people effectively just begging for money off you. You can get better service in a bar. I probably should have told you this before, because I didn't think about tipping in a bar. So in the UK, how you tip in a bar is you would buy. So say it was me, you, and Mrs. John out when we were out, and you bought a round. You'd say, "Can I have 2 pints of Guinness and a fruit cider, and whatever you're having?"
Yeah. Right.
And oh, this is such a terrible thing, and my wife knows I do it as well. I always aim to get served by the fat, ugly barmaid, and I always buy her a drink. And I never wait at the bar for the rest of the night. She'll serve me she'll serve me 4 back in the queue. No trouble at all.
Yeah.
Because the girl with the big tits with blonde hair, she's had 8 drinks bought for her already.
Right.
But the one who's a bit allergic to salad, she'll see me walking across the bar a mile off, and I don't wait for a drink. Yeah, I do that. It's true.
Yeah, and that would make sense because I wasn't quite, I wasn't really sure.
Wait when I leave, and my wife will go, "Oh, for fuck's sake, you've been buying the fat one drink." So I go, "Yeah, I'm not waiting."
Yeah, because that makes sense though. Yeah, because it was because even that night at the bar, whenever I bought the drinks or whatever, I had like it was $2 over, and I was like, can you just take this? Because I don't want $2. I'm like, just keep it. And she was like, okay. So just like she seemed like it was really weird for me to give her money because I was like, I don't want my change. That's fine, just keep it. And yeah, so that was kind of strange. But it was like the service was. It wasn't that it was bad. It was just definitely different. That I'm used to people hovering, kind of like what you're saying. I mean, they're begging for money, and so they're just overly attentive, and sometimes to the point of being annoying. And so it was a pleasant difference to not have somebody constantly like, "Hey, you okay? You need anything? You're all right. You're all right." And you're like, "Yeah, I'm fine."
What was your favorite foodie thing you had when you were here? What was your favorite?
I would probably say now the bangers and mash that I had when I was in Brighton were good, and the Sunday roast was good, and the candy. I did buy before I left I bought like 12 candy bars to bring home. So, but I gave them to my parents and stuff. So
we were in the shop, but I was pointing at things and asking if they had them in America, and if they didn't, we were just chucking them on the counter, and then just sat back and watched Fritzy eat different chocolate bars, and it was really good. It was really, really fun. The guy had a bit of mid-air and went, "What the fuck is this?"
What's the best chocolate bar then?
I'm still gonna say the Kinder Bueno. Kinder Bueno was amazing.
Okay.
German.
Bueno.
Yeah, but what did your family think of the chocolate from over here then?
They didn't try it. That was Fritzy's. He just ate it.
I need to find out because it was my I don't know if because my dad had an argument with me that we have Mars bars, and I was like, no, we don't have Mars bars anymore. And so I brought the Mars bars, and I got Kinder Bueno. I got one of it was one of the Cadbury things with like jelly beans in it. And so, but I hadn't really heard.
That's the Marvelous.
Yeah, the Marvelous, something like that. But I told, because they had asked what to try first. And I was like, well, either you're going to try the best or the worst. I'm like, the best one is the Kinder Bueno. Either start with that or start with like I bought Penguins and some other stuff, And so I think they tried the Kinder Bueno, and everybody agreed that one was amazing, but I haven't heard anything else about the other stuff yet. I got to find out if they've tried the other ones. But
we even had to try Marmite. I remember.
Had some Marmite, and it was surprisingly not terrible. I can't quite figure out why people really want to eat it, but
he falls on that side of the.
You gotta love Marmite, man. You gotta love Marmite.
But it was
butter.
It was. I mean, it was like I ate it, and it wasn't terrible.
Yeah,
it's just like
I'll leave it.
Yeah, like I guess I couldn't really see what. It makes me curious what it goes with. Like, is it something that someone would eat anytime, or is it like a breakfast thing, or is it a dinner
thing?
Have
it on toast with butter.
So you're using it with butter?
Yeah. It's too strong on its own.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's quite dry on its own. You have to get the butter to kind of help.
Yeah, so it made me wonder, like, what would go with it? Because I was telling John, it reminded me of like a bouillon cube, like a fake beefy.
Yeah, it can be used as stock. It can be used as stock, a beef stock.
Yeah, it kind of tasted like stock flavor. And I likened it to ramen noodles. Like you get beef ramen noodles in the flavor packet of beef. That's what it kind of tasted like to me. And but it wasn't bad. Like it wasn't. It's not something I'd want to eat every day, but it's something I would eat. I could tolerate it, and I still think as I've said, and I'm sorry to the Scottish, the haggis I tried, which everybody said that was terrible haggis anyway. And I think John had pointed out it was probably the lung, that there was a flavor in haggis that didn't quite agree with my tongue, and it's some of the guts.
It was shit haggis as well. It's a bit normally what you get from it. It's a really mildly spiced. It's really nice. I did try. I said I cooked an English breakfast on Sunday morning, and I was going to buy some black pudding, and I was a bit annoyed because I forgot. And then I said, I didn't mind any black pudding. And Fritz went, blood? No, I wouldn't.
Like, so yeah, I'm good on that one.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I think some of it though, it's just it's the knowing what it is. That if I had no clue, if you had said, here, try this, and I'm not going to tell you what it is, then I think like I would have a different reaction to it. It's just that when you know what something is and your brain is telling you that you're not supposed to eat it, but you're eating it, then your body's like, no, this is bad. And so I think that was part of it, is just knowing what it was. And same thing with the haggis, like it wasn't like I just tried to bite. Like I went through like 3 or 4 bites of it. Just, I wanted to give it a fair shot. And it was just, the spice.
So that's the one that Flitz. You were great at just trying stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, because I didn't want to, I didn't want to just do what I knew, and I didn't want to be safe about it. I was like, I want to try stuff that I'm not going to get, and that was, and bragging rights. Again, it was like I've been to Scotland and I had haggis in Scotland, and
I was really chuffed that I kind of felt that when you came to stay with me, I'd got this idea in my head of how it was going to go, and it all worked in my head. It worked. I thought that'll work. Pick up Flitz, fish and chips, go down the pub. Next day, we went to go and try and find aliens. Then we had English breakfast, find aliens, Sunday lunch, which you'd never seen, the Alien movie. And then we watched World's End. And and I walked to the train station the next time. It's good. You're gonna have to carry on with the news, Flitz, but if you keep jumping,
I've prepared a special segment for Flitzy.
Oh, go for it!
Go for it.
Oh,
it's buried in the troll section, Rick. It's you're from Oklahoma, Flitz, is that right?
I am from Oklahoma, yes.
Which is right next to Texas, isn't it?
Yes, right above Texas.
Well, I've got 5 facts about Texas, and you can confirm or deny them.
Gotcha.
Oh, we need Angsty here as well.
No, he lies. People from Texas are lies.
Yeah.
I'm not telling him anything else other than that.
So if we begin, we'll pull them up. So 5 facts about Texas. Can we? You presenting? Texas, Dallas, Texas is responsible for frozen margaritas.
I can see that.
Invented in 1971.
I could see that. Yeah. There's a very heavy Mexican influence. Generally, I guess the PC term is Hispanic, but I mean they are literally from Mexico. So, I mean they are Mexican.
I don't think it's PC. It's fine. I think you can go either way on that. It's not PC.
So because Tex-Mex, that's the thing, that we have Tex-Mex because it's part Texan, part Mexican, and it's kind of a fusion of the.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
We know that Masty cuts grass. It's all right.
Right. So I could see that. I don't know the truth on that one, but I could see it.
Well, we'll take that as a probable. Next.
That's a probably.
Is that how they met Masty in Angsty's Dawn? That's what I heard. Nope.
It created the modern convenience store. It was
wow.
Texas for developing the blueprint for convenience stores. 7-Eleven originated in Dallas. Was the
we
first
got 7-Eleven in Camden Road in Tunbridge Wells.
7-Eleven
as well.
Doesn't put a year on it though, which would help.
Yeah, I'm curious when that started. Yeah, that's something I don't know about either. I know we had that's one thing I will say in traveling is here, because we are kind of an oil state. Texas is definitely an oil state. We have gas stations, convenience stores everywhere, like literally every corner, and sometimes even across the street we'll have a gas station and another gas station.
Is that just because Texans drive big old 50-litre cars and can't go more than 5 minutes without eating?
A lot of it. I think it's convenience.
I will say your drinks over there are fucking demented. You know, like a cup of drink. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we have like the giant 64-ounce drinks.
The fuck is that for?
Yes, you need a rest stop.
Right.
Yeah.
Fucking don't need that.
Yeah. No, I just thought it might have been that it was the first one because it opened in 711 AD.
Yeah, could it?
711 AD, back when America started.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe Jack Kimball was the person who opened it.
I heard that. So yeah, because gingers haven't got souls, so it's been alive. He's been on holiday. Imagine that. Factor 70, sat on the beach in a coat.
Next one.
Next.
Oh, God.
This is
Created
like
by a
chance
Dallas
of your children. Again, was created by a Dallas parent. Who
Wow.
wanted to
This is
create
the most random segment ever.
I can say that's
I like
That's
it. 'Cause
probable.
It's really weird.
I would say probable, yeah. Oh, Schwartzy, by the way, Schwartzy asked how many liters of pints is 64 ounces. That would be 4 pints. So
That's
That's
4,
two litres, though.
That's 1 cup.
That's
all you
about
get in
2
a
litres.
day.
That's huge.
yeah, so 4 beers for you is 1 64-ounce cup.
Yeah, it's crazy. The first time I noticed was because back in the day when I was a member of the Facebook group VIPR, there was a girl on there who, I say girl, I don't mean that because she was about 40. And she was saying how well her diet was going, and she was drinking an iced tea that was bigger than my head. And I thought, it ain't going that well. That is fucking massive.
All that sugar. There's probably a bag of sugar in that.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, that's Southern iced tea. It's so thick that the straw will stand up. And that's like Massey can confirm that too, because Florida is kind of south, you know, and they do iced tea, very like sweet tea, and it's not sweet enough unless the straw can stand up on its own.
So this does beg the question now, though, which is, what did you think of our version of tea, which is the right version?
Oh, Steve Bellamy's just said in chat, by the way, that 4 US pints is actually only 3.2 imperial pints.
Oh, that 0.8 of a pint. What a waste.
Yeah, well, yeah, because by the way, because when I was answering Schwartzy, that was going off the 16, because you have a 16-ounce pint, 16-ounce beer, so 16 times 4 would be 64. But so yeah, not that the 4 US pints is 3.2, that is correct. But yeah, I was basing it on actual British beer. Now I totally forgot the question. Now I don't even know what to say.
Next fact then.
Tea.
Yeah.
Next fact.
Oh, the tea. The tea was amazing. Much better than Lipton.
Oh, yeah. Well, we like to give him Fitzy tea. And my wife is basically made of tea. So it's fine.
Next.
Next. Oh,
This one really confused me because I didn't think you had these sorts of things. But if you love eating Snickers, you can thank Texas for that. The Mars plant, which produces Snickers and M&Ms and other products, is located in Waco, Texas.
Was it always located there, though? I mean, these used to be Marathon Bar.
So I heard that a lot. That people were telling me that it used to be the Marathon Bar. That Snickers used to be, and then they had to change the name because nobody was buying them.
So you can you can get Nestle in America.
Yeah. We have. We don't have Mars bars, but we have all the Nestle stuff.
It's not Nestle. It's not Nestle. It's made by Master Food.
Is it made by Mars? Yeah, it's one of those like.
No.
What?
I used to run convenience stores. It's made by Master Foods.
Oh, Master Foods, not Mars. Gotcha.
Master Foods. Yeah,
Mars, not Mars bar.
So you can get Snickers in America.
Yes, we can get Snickers,
okay.
M&Ms. I think that's the only thing I mentioned there. Yeah, apparently the only thing we can't get is fucking
Bueno.
Mars bars and Kinder Bueno. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Right, fair.
this has gone brilliantly, Richard.
They're made by Ferrero. Anybody else is interested? They're made by Ferrero.
Is that all of them?
The
No,
Countess
one more.
Oh, this is the best one. This is save the best for last. Everything is
You're
truly
all
big
about
in
saying
Texas.
that-
Silicone breast implants were created by 2 Houston plastic surgeons back in 1962. The first ever breast implant was also performed in Houston.
I could see that. We would say Houston.
No, we would as well.
Around here, a bit.
But it is. It's funny because I think it's one of those things like only in Texas we say Houston because they have that word in other places and they say Houston.
Oh God!
No, it's not. No, it's not. I've got the people in chat. Matt Waits is saying a Mars bar in the States is a Milky Way. That's not true. If you look back through the history of Master Foods, because I said I'm a geeky twat, the Mars bar and the Milky Way were released at the same time. Oh no, the Milky Way was released at the same time in both countries, and the Milky Way didn't sell in the UK, so they put caramel on the top and called it a Mars bar. That is what you mean. A Milky Way in the States is a Milky Way. There's just no caramel on top. Am I right?
Yes, Milky Way is just chocolate. It doesn't have the caramel.
Matt Waits. It
is. It's essentially it's the same candy bar just without the caramel.
We're now talking about breasts.
And breasts. I could see that. That's also a probable. And I'm going to segue just to answer Steve. He's asked milk first or tea first. I don't know because I didn't make it.
You got milk. You got milk second. So
second. I wasn't really sure how that works. But as far as the breast implant, I could see Texas doing that because Houston is known for very cutting edge surgery. Like surprisingly, my older brother back in the 80s was one of the first like 12 people in the world to get spine surgery. He had 2 metal rods put in his back for
I was really going to make a transvestite joke then, and I thought not the time.
He didn't turn into a transvestite.
My younger brother, I mean sister, had the first
ever
vagina.
And so, so I could see that. Like, I mean, because he had to go to Houston to do that, and so I could see that that's a probable thing because they have a lot of very skilled surgeons, and of course over here they get paid a shitload of money because we don't have national health insurance.
Yeah.
Mind
you, the topic of boob jobs on the NHS is just another topic entirely.
I think you can get them on the grounds of on mental grounds, can't you?
Yeah.
Or mental, have a pair of boobs.
Yeah, affecting self-esteem or something.
Imagine just because he's going a bit off the rails, we'll give him something to play with.
Like, ooh.
It's like fidget spinners, isn't it? They're like fidget spinners. OCD, get a pair of boobs.
I think we're going to have to go back to the news with comments. We're going to go as quick as possible. Rick, I think you're next, aren't you? You've got Vape Direction. I've done that. I think, have you or not? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've already said hello to those guys, but yeah, if you're ever down St Ives, go and see Vapes Direct. Yeah, a good bunch of guys, and they'll make you very welcome. I want to just touch on something very quickly. I saw a post from a vape shop on Facebook, and they very kindly tagged me in it as well. It was a spammy post, and they're a vape shop that are selling this IQOS or IQOS. I don't know how you pronounce it.
The dry herb vaporizer you jam cigarettes in.
Yeah, so I saw it and he tagged me in it. It was like, what the fuck? And honestly, I just want to gauge everyone's. I think I pretty much know the opinion of it. Why the hell would any vape shop consider selling something that's got tobacco in it? With the track record of tobacco and vaping, you know, what the tobacco industry have tried to do to vaping. Why the hell would you support them?
Who owns that? I think is it Imperial own that, don't they?
I've not a clue.
I think it's Imperial Tobacco. But these fuckers tried to kill you the first time. Don't give them another go at it. It's ridiculous.
I couldn't really show that bit at the bottom, should I?
No, you shouldn't.
No,
I think if you're a vape shop owner, have a bit of fucking respect for the community and don't stock this rubbish. It's got to fail. We don't really want tobacco in our. No, we don't inhale tobacco.
Is it? Oh no, can't show it. What? Oh, no, I won't show it. Right, don't know. Yeah, I thought what was kind of interesting is you could put the S at the other end and it'd be she.
Yeah, she.
That's like everyone, isn't
it? She.
Yeah, that's what it is. So, yeah. Why the hell anyone would put it in a vape shop, I don't know.
Gary Dibley summed it up quite well in chat. He just put wankers.
Big wankers. One other thing I quickly to touch on, all you Cleto fans out there who've probably still got your old Cletos. I preferred the old Clito to the new one. I heard today that they've just become, the old Clito's become TPD compliant. So we're going to see it on sale again soon, the old type one. And they've got around their 2 mil capacity thing by making the glass thicker on the tank, apparently.
Yep.
The best thing about that is that will mean that there's going to be more 0.4 coils back on the market.
That does.
Because they were getting really hard to get hold of.
Shortage anyway, is there? But
I know Mr. Bomber will be very happy about that because I saw his review of the Clito XO.
I prefer the old one, but the new one is good as well.
With the new coil.
I just think the old one looks better. It's smaller. I think it's better. But no, that's all I've got in my news. Richard.
We've got Richard.
Yeah, I've got a couple of bits. Let me just see.
This is the perfect RDA for Flitzy.
Yeah, yes, yes. As promised earlier on, I'm going to come back to this: the conspiracy RDA.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was actually designed by an Instagrammer. It was designed by a guy called Squirming Coils.
Squirming Coils.
Yeah, and it was in collaboration with 3C Vape, who made it. And it's available from Fusion Haze, which is, as we said before, the guys behind the Fusion Vape Lounge and all that. So this is the RDA. I've got a couple of pictures, Rick, hopefully in my news thing. So this might be easier than me keep waving it in front of the blurry camera. But so it has this top-down postless thing going on. They are sort of raised post, but you drop it in like a postless. And then it comes with a squonk pin as standard. And it's almost like a cross between the Goon 1.5 in terms of its dimensions and airflow. But then it's got almost a bit like the LP deck. So if you go to the next picture, the advantage of the way they've done the deck is you can put several coils in like that.
Good Lord.
Yes. What I've actually done is, because I don't need 4 coils in an RDA, especially for a squonker, what I've done is sort of in between those two. My coils are sort of in between those, which does give you a lot of nice space for wicking, and it does squonk really well.
I quite like it. I like the look of this, Atty. It's nice.
Yeah. The deck is interesting, and one thing I would say is super easy to just drop your coils in and screw those.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get one of these. I think.
With a screwdriver, coming in from the side like that, it just takes seconds to tighten it up, bend it round. It's not like the LP where you have to be really precise with your leg length, to bend it round.
Yeah.
You just put a bit of extra on, and you just give it a bit of bend,
Yeah.
Schwartzy and Alex in chat saying it's a lot like the CSM-T Cosmonaut.
Yeah, yes. That's what I was going to say. It's like the Cosmonaut as well.
Yeah, it's got a feel to that. Goon tips, everything. Normal pin, squonk pin. It's only just come to me. I'm going to review it, but I'm quite liking it. I'm quite pleased with it. I've got it sort of like that, so a little bit flattened down.
Is it 24 mil?
Yeah,
that's perfect. I like it.
Yeah, I just think it's pretty cool, and I'm hoping it doesn't sneak under the radar because it's not from a major manufacturer. It's not been widely sold all over the shop, so I'm hoping it gets a bit of traction. So I thought I would.
CSMNT.
Cosmonaut.
So it's Russian.
It's a Russian astronaut. It's a cosmonaut.
Coils are so CSMNT.
Well, it's got you have to poke them in and bend them. Cosmonaut.
Oh, just like cosmonauts do when they get in a spaceship.
Yeah, you have to be flexible. You have to be flexible in those spaceships, especially in the Russian one.
Yeah, the CSMNT or Cosmonaut is an RDA.
Oh right.
not the person. Gotcha.
No.
Get with the kids.
No, because it didn't call it the Yuri Gagarin RDA. That would have been it.
The old, the Yuri Gagarin.
And then, lastly, following on from that, Fusion Vape Meet in Nottingham, Hucknall, Nottingham. They're doing another one.
I'll just tell you how I read that when I glanced at it. I thought it said Fusion Vape. Nottingham. Saturday the
23rd of September. They're doing another one. Me and Craig have been to them. They're good. Really nice meets.
Are you going?
I don't know yet.
I'm going, and I think Nigel's going, and I think Richard Hurst is going.
Ooh, it's tempting, very tempting. I don't know for sure. Too far away from my calendar. But yes, I think there's a good chance, and they're really good. I just think they're good meats.
If I could fall from the sky, I'd be there.
Yeah.
I do want to fall from the sky.
Big's going to be there. Big's there as well. I think again. I think with the dripper tipper.
I'll try and be simply ready.
Yeah.
Hey!
He's on.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's when it is, and go to their website, fusionvapelounge.co.uk.
What you could have done if you don't know them by now, their web address.
Yeah, good man. We're doing
Amazing.
shit Mick Hucknall jokes every day, 9 p.m.ish.
Yeah.
Keep them coming.
I don't know. He's only got one song.
Did fall from the sky. I thought that was quite good. Yeah. That was Fairground, wasn't it?
It's fall from the stars anyway, isn't it?
No. I want to fall from the sky.
No, stars.
No, stars.
Stars. Oh, yes, stars straight into your arms. It still doesn't rhyme. Hucknall's not nailed it, is he?
Look, he's too sexy. He doesn't need to rhyme.
Have you seen him now?
No.
Serious goddamn
I
ass.
assume he looks a bit like Rod Hull with ginger hair.
The ladies liked him back in the 90s, didn't they?
Not many.
It's holding back the
got
ears.
soul. That was the problem.
We just got.
Oh, that was good.
Oh.
Richard's Googled the track list. He's off.
Googling it.
Well, Richard's going to go, but money's too tight to mention.
I was just about to say that. No, so it'll be a fairground.
Hey!
So if you want to go to there, go to there. That's a thing. Yeah. So that's that. That's me.
Going.
Mod showcase.
I don't think we've got time. We're at nearly 2 hours now.
Go for it. Andy Dorr wanted to just quickly jump in with a Mick Hucknall. He said he looks like a scrotum with a face drawn on it.
Ladies,
What Hulkrus with Chris Evans and then made worse.
Anyway.
Right, Rick Gunner.
Oh, it's that time of week again, isn't it? Isn't it? Is it that time of week again?
It is that time of the week.
Hey, it's that time of the week again. We've got Mod Showcase of the week.
We've missed this music.
Huh?
We've missed this music.
Should we just play it a bit and yeah. Anyway,
how you been?
Let me share some photos. We've got some mods to show you. I've got 3 mods to show you, and one of them, or even 2 of them. Hang on, I can't remember actually. One of them is certainly Squonker. I saw this on Mod Showcase this week, and it's by Emily Leitu. I'm sure we've had him on before, actually, shown his stuff before. I thought this was rather nice.
I like that.
Yeah,
Look,
very pretty.
Look, it's more natural. It's got different shapes going on with it. It's got a star plat board in it, and I thought it was really quite nice. Look, it's got little grooves cut out of it to make it comfortable to hold, and yeah, really like that. So that's Emily Leitu.
Very pretty.
Very
How old is this person?
He's 6. He's only 6 years old.
Good catch, Flitz.
So he's done really well with that one. Yeah. Next up, we've got a little honest Squonker. An honest
hands for a 6-year-old.
Oh, that's not him, obviously. He's not old enough to vape. He's just made it for someone who can.
His dad's phone. She's dad's phone.
Yeah. But yeah, it's Guy Nicholson, the next one. Guy Nicholson's made a Squonker. It's just honest. It's honest, and I just like it. Look, looks quite different.
Oh, I like the inlay.
It's got some inlaid wood going on there, and I just thought, yeah, it's a good honest Squonker.
Is that a mother of pearl button as well?
It looks it, doesn't it?
Looks it.
Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? And finally, we all love him. I got to show it because it was on there, and it's great. But Mike Dacres has made another one. I think I saw it at Jam as well, at Fest.
Yeah, that's lovely.
I previewed another one of his mods today. It was cracking. So,
Yeah, so I thought I'd show this because Mike's a very clever and wonderful person.
Big bastard.
And these are 26. This is a 26,650 Squonker as
I
well.
will say, as Mike would, I'll give you Mike's review of one of his own mods. It's all right.
So yeah, that's a good Very nice, Mike. Well done.
Oh, look at that. He's black. I didn't know that. Oh. What we do?
Huh? Anyway.
Oh, God.
That's Mike. And for a 7-year-old, he's making some pretty nice stuff.
Yeah,
Very
it's his birthday in 2 weeks.
Is it really?
Yeah, he's 8.
Oh.
He'll be old enough to vape soon.
Shall I do twat very quickly? Very, very, very quickly.
We talk very, 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 very quickly. So 2
Right.
hours.
Anyway, somebody on Twitter, some kid on Twitter decided he was going to post this on Twitter, which is a picture of him vaping next to a van. Flitzy knows about this one, I think, already.
Oh, my good God.
Right. And he posted this up with his H3 vaping kind of thing going on.
Is it illegal to vape there?
I think there's something going on in parks or something like that you're not allowed to vape in. So he kind of did that next to it. Anyway, the following happened, which was that they went and did. Oh, come here, you bitch. Where is it? Lawrence Police. Where are you? There it is. God damn it. Oh, come on. Yeah, make this then. This was then put up, which is sorry, Blake, this is awkward, but that's not a police car. You vaped in front of a water service vehicle.
Hey!
Here's the scary bit.
No fucks given.
Here's the scary bit, though. 174,000 retweets and 500,000 likes later.
Oh, my good God.
He got done.
McMuffin.
He got absolutely roasted in this thing.
That's Dwight.
What a maroon. Yeah, he got absolutely killed. So yeah, we kind of thought that one freaking amazing. So there you go.
I like that.
So 500,000 likes later just for doing that.
Crazy.
Right. I think we've been the Ideal Ohm Show. We will see you next Thursday at 9 p.m. ish on the YouTubes and on the homepage.
Yeah, Kelvin.
Thank you very much for watching what can only be described as a very slow but meticulous car crash.
It did feel that, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Good night.
I think we were thrown because of what was showing on the other side. That's what
yeah, Rick usually does the buys as well.
Outclass. Yeah. Where's Rick? He's got Rick's frozen. Rick can't stop the show because Rick is the person who controls the feed, so we can't actually do anything. So I don't really know what to do.
I'm gonna do a Rick.
He's playing one of our videos.
Thanks for coming to the UK, Flitzy.
There we go.
Thanks for coming to the UK. Yeah.
Thanks
for getting Rick fucked off. We can't even stop the feed. Totally fucked.
Wow.
Now you're just watching.
Now we're just gonna hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
How
have you been?
Yeah. So yeah, how's the weather?
Let's see. What did you have for breakfast?
What did I have for breakfast? I had frosted mini wheats.
Frosted what?
Frosted mini wheats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I know you guys talk about the little tiny ones with the frosting. Good stuff. Yeah. Frosted mini wheats.
I don't really eat breakfast cereal. I just Schwartzy just put, well, this is awkward. This is awesome. The never-ending show. We literally can't end the show.
Rick's internet's gone. I've sent the link to everybody in chat, so we're going to get it. So it's we're now against the clock.
Okay, that is literally.
This is usually on the second DVD.
This is on
bonus.
This is DVD extras because we can't. There we go. Hello.
Hey,
we got the first extra guest because we can't stop the show.
Andrea Karras.
Hey, Joe Young has joined the video.
Yay!
Hooray!
Hello.
Hi.
Theo.
No.
Hello.
Hello, Theo. Can't see you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's dark. Andre's sleeping.
Dark and mysterious.
I like it.
Always.
You do realise
you're live on the
live on the Ideal Ohm Show, Tia.
Please do not swear.
Chris Bishop's joined the show. There you go. This is the most
I would only do that
we've ever done. You do realise that Rick won't be able to fit on the show to turn it off. Stop.
Who's got the washing machine on?
Someone's got like a tumble dryer on.
Stop.
Oh yeah, it's me. Sorry.
Hey, and just loads of people.
Chandler's
here.
Steve's here.
Hi, Chandler. How are you, man?
Yeah.
Is there now too many people for Rick to come back?
Not quite.
That's a good point.
No, we got one more. If we get one more, Rick can't come off and shut the show down.
So I will say, just to throw it out there, I'm waiting. My cable guy is supposed to be here any time, so I may have to jet anyway.
That would probably be handy in a minute if we can't stop.
Yeah.
I just very quickly, just want to point out, if you're in here now, you can stop watching the show because you're on it.
Oh, that's it. Now Rick can't fit on this show to turn it off. Yeah, actually can't turn it off.
Who's playing the show?
Price, will you give it a try and show the sign?
Someone needs muting.
Yeah, I've just muted him. Yeah, that's not working. Steve Bellamy, what have you had for? What did you have for dinner?
What did I have for dinner? I had a salami and cheese sandwich.
That's pretty good. Pretty good salami and cheese sandwich. I'm liking
Salami
that.
and cheese sandwich and a pork pie.
And what are you vaping on?
I'm vaping on. I've got me the Darwin Squonk 1. You can't really see it in this light, but
We know what it looks like. It's a good squonker.
Yeah.
Darwin Squonk 1, the dark grey one. You can't really see it. It's not really, light's not very good. There we go.
It'll be great.
Like a dark grey metallic one.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Rick's back.
Right, I'm back. Stop it now.
Down.
Stop the show now, Rick.
Can I stop it now?
Yeah.
Stop the show.
All right. See you later, everyone.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye. Bye.